Alright, we're back. Sorry about that, everybody. Been having some, just kind of like internet trouble ever since the hurricane. It's been like super iffy for some reason. Alright. Now to actually pick up where we left off. My stream quality is still pretty bad. I'm not sure why. I can drop it more, but any more than that, it's gonna probably not be even worth watching, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh well, I guess we just have a crappy stream tonight. And that's okay though. This is just to wrap this up. Yeah, what's crazy is like, this is my speed, and my stream is like struggling. I have no idea why. Super, super weird. I don't know. Not much I can do about it though. Really? He's too tall for that? Oh man, where's our player capsule? Yeah, that capsule's way too big for him. The radius is about right. Let's see how that plays. Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say, like, he definitely should be able to, like, get through something like that. That's what I thought. His capsule is too low. Compile that, see what that looks like. Do like a crazy fob. 120. Let me. Boom. Try that. That is too much. Do 200, see what that feels like. Best viewers, huh? Yeah, no. No thanks. Lag speed is just awful. Like a crazy value just to yeah, why is it so slow? That's so incredibly slow. I don't know where. Let me turn that off. We'll just set it to 0 just to see. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's okay, so something somewhere else is causing this. So I just disabled all camera lag. That's actually kind of pissing me off because there's no reason. Oh, here we go. It's in the base. Okay. I was wondering where... I couldn't remember where it was getting overridden from. I bet that'll feel probably better. Do a ridiculously high value. Again, doesn't. Let's try that. Okay, camera boom. Let's also turn off camera lag. Camera lag. Compile. Save. See, it's just not listening to me. Very, very annoying. Probably in the follow cam. We just have so much stuff going on here. Camera boom. No. Camera rotation lag. Turn that off. In theory, if there was no camera lag, the camera shouldn't be falling behind. Camera boom. Camera boom. Bring the boom. That's what we do. We bring the boom. Oh, jeez. Set to 0, which is supposed to be instant. Oh, this is gonna give me an aneurysm. Needs to be instant. It needs to be rubber bandy. Maybe he thinks it's self or something? I don't know. Dude, I'm gonna lose it. Doesn't make any sense. Maybe camera offset. This is the first person camera though. There shouldn't be. The only thing I can think of doing is moving the arm back and shortening the length of it. But that doesn't change the amount that it's rubber banding. Like, and none of these have anything for lag on them. Like a stupidly low max distance. It doesn't matter though. That's what's insane. Zero's supposed to be instant. It says no lag, but cool. Nothing I change matters, and it's infuriating. Yeah, in theory it should just be instant, but it's not doing what I'm telling it to do. Which means we'll set something up somewhere else that I just don't know about, which is kind of pissing me off. It's not his fault, it's just fun bit about development where you just keep trying stuff and nothing works. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Very, very odd. Oh well. That feels. Ooh. Not good. Kind of cool, but What's going on with my stream? I see it go from like 10,000 kilobits per second to like 1,500. It's really lame. No idea why. let's see. There. I think we just bring the whole thing down. could be interesting. I think we close all this off right here. Clear it all out. Build another route back to the beginning. There's no reason these exist anymore, so we can destroy that and bring this up. Yeah, that way it's like a one-way room. A floor half. Irritates the shit out of me. Apologies for the language, but why is it offset like that? Why did you design it like that, man? That's just bad. You want textures to flip both ways if it's a tiling texture. This one doesn't line up either way. Oh. Problem is when you're doing stuff sloppy and fast, you have to do it again. It's not worth it. It's never worth it. what's the saying? The perfect is the enemy of the good, but I would also go to say that that's not really true a lot of times. Like, if you overcompensate, it still needs to be decent, right? Adequate is the enemy of the decent. You can't just slap stuff together haphazardly without any thought. You'll have to like redo stuff later, especially when it comes to games. Man, this computer sucks. Trying to think of the best way to do this. This almost needs to be stepped, but I don't want to push that entire room back, so... What to do? What to do? Only thing I can think to do is push this room back a little bit. Ugh, so much work. Gotta do it though, so... There's gonna be a bunch of half floors here in a second. So these... need to go back like that far. I don't even know where that's supposed to be. Alright, let's get all these in place. Ooh. It'll do for now, I guess. So we'll bring all these out just a little bit. That's another problem. Oh, you know what? I'll just do like that. Yeah, I suppose that's okay. There's no reason my game should be. It's running at 30 frames a second. What the heck's going on? My computer is like imploding on itself right now. Is it my graphics card? Very weird. Restart. Yo, yo, yo! Ready for some non-linear level design? Oh man, you joined at a very odd time. My system's been like really like freezing up. Also, the quality of the stream is like just in the toilet tonight. Don't know why. I think my system is still not my system. My internet is like still kind of recovering from the hurricane, because I was without internet for 2 days. Alright, let's test this. Let's see what the FPS is. Okay, that's better, but there's no. It makes 0 sense that all this is running at, like, even looking up at the sky, I'm only getting like 70 FPS. Looking at the ground, I'm getting 45, and it's on the lowest settings, and nothing's running, right? I think it's just my computer's just dying. Yeah, like absolute lowest settings. It's still getting like 40. Doesn't make any sense. Not even like loading the textures. Who knows? Optimization is a later stage anyway, so dang man, just learned about the value. The value of what? The value of friendship? The power of friendship? What are you talking about, man? Oh, of engine scalability. Yeah. Yeah. Engine scalability is like... I'm interested to know what you learned, man. Share your findings with the class. Okay, don't be stingy about it. You gotta let everyone know. Can I crouch under that? Yeah, I can. The problem is his head is like smacking through it. It's more of an animation problem though. Getting all excited. Yeah, dude. Yeah, You're switching over to Unreal at an interesting time, too. I learned I can't run on Epic. Dude, no one can run on Epic. It's called Epic for a reason, right? Also, it's like, you probably can run on Epic. It's just the fact that, you know, it's not... It doesn't run the same in-engine as it does when it's built out as a project, right? Because Unreal Engine's very heavy. But when you actually build the project out, they usually run. It's a night and day difference. And then there's also a difference between a like test build, where it's like including a lot of unnecessary files and diagnostic tools, so you can like actually kind of see what's going on with the game when you're testing it, versus like a not a development, like a full published build. It'll run even better. And it's actually like a huge difference between a actual published build and what do you call it? A test build. I can't think. My brain's like on E right now. See, it's like I wanna make like an air vent, but I don't have air vent pieces, but I also don't want to go and make air vent pieces. So I'm like a little bit of a dilemma here right now. Like that's about the right height of an air vent. I wonder if you can fit in that. If you can fit in that, that's perfect. I'll just try that. Okay. Well, his head clipped, but that's, again, like I said, it's like an animation problem. Long day? Yeah, dude, it's been a long, got some, yeah, dude, it's some stuff going on at work. It's, I don't want to get it. Nothing bad for me. But our, head of the, IT department is having some health problems, and they're having to step away from the company. And she was a real one, dude. Like, she has gone up to bat for us more times than I can count. Like one of those people who like, you know, like those like Nintendo CEOs where they're like, they should have taken a pay cut instead of firing people. She's like actually one of those people who did that. She was like told from higher up in the company, like, look, we don't have the budget to keep everyone on. You gotta make room somehow. She's like, well, you can't lose anyone. So what happens if I just go down to 4 days a week? Like, you pay me for 4 days out of the 5 days for every week. And they're like, that's 20% of your salary. Are you sure? And she's like, yeah, I'm sure. And she's not going to be with the company anymore because she said, I'm not going to get into the specifics, but she's having some pretty major health concerns, and it's just awful to hear, because it's like, yeah, she doesn't deserve that. And also, it's like, I don't know how we're going to get by without her, because there's not very many people who would like make that kind of sacrifice, right? It's like whoever is replacing her is more than likely just going to be beholden to the CEOs and private equity people, and will sooner throw you to the dogs to get like an extra day of PTO versus like taking a pay cut to keep you. So Yeah, it's awful, but I think she'll recover, and we might get her back at some point. But you know, right before the holidays, it's like, oh my gosh, dude, this we're in like the worst economy we've been in forever on an election year, where the election is, it's like, okay, it might be fine, or you know, we might also just have World War III. So yeah, it's like losing someone who you can rely on, and like that really sucks. Yeah, but oh man, new quarter, so we'll see. Also, something like 7 people just got laid off like Monday and today, so that's always like really it's a bad feeling. Alien SMG. No, I don't want to show that off. Pay no attention to that. I have one laying around. What did I do with it? Yeah, really, you can't overstate the value of someone who is like willing to sacrifice any amount of their income and their like livelihood in order to make sure that their team is taken care of. Like that's like an actual real leader, and it's like there's a dime a dozen bootlicking yes men that will just do whatever someone says, but there's very few people who will like actually go out their way to make themselves, you know, uncomfortable in order to like stand up for the people who make the thing run, like keep the show going, right? So that's why like our department has more or less been unaffected by layoffs. So we'll see. What's really weird is they're laying off people still, but it's already a skeleton ship, right? Like there's no more fat to cut. Like it's just bone now. And you know, it's like the C-suite is still getting their bonuses. It's like, dude, if you're running the company into the ground, and the people who are like slaving away at the bottom are getting cut, you shouldn't have that job anymore, like let alone have a bonus. But anyway, I digress. Back to all this, like Captain McSpacebiff, the happy-go-lucky future. Well, at least the goofy future. I know it's not really an air event, but I'm thinking it'll work. I'm really trying to get this level to a point where it's like good enough to be left alone for a little while. That's not the right term. More so that wait a minute. His feet are clipping. bet I know why. Oh, yeah, I don't know if you saw, but yeah, before you couldn't see his feet in first person, but I've been making some tweaks. Kind of feels cooler, in my opinion. Yeah, so I gotta clear. Where's the blueprint? Blueprint. Where are you? Oh, come on, I had it open. There we go. Player base. Capsule. View. Try that. Well, so what's funny is it's not even new. It's just something we've like had turned off because we didn't want to like tweak it. But I was like, you know what? Oh my gosh. Ew. Okay, yeah, it makes sense that the crouch would mess it up, because right now what it's doing is, rather than pulling your capsule in, it's just pushing your capsule down along with the animation. I really shouldn't be doing this right now, because I should be like finishing up this level so I can, because really, you know, it's all about McSpacebiff right now, right? Not McSpacebiff. Sorry, Deadlock. I don't even know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's just awful. Oop. Wrong screen. This screen. Yeah. Yeah, Deadlock is extremely exciting. I like money. To quote Idiocracy, you know, it's something we can immediately kind of make some money on. So I like that. And you know, it's just weird. Yeah, that's probably good. But yeah, it's there's some cool stuff we can do with it, with not less work, just different work, right? For instance, like, you can make more variety of guns without having to worry about skinning and animating it. I mean, if you want parts on it to move, you can, but for just like a first pass, you could just have a gun. Like, you model the gun, it's done. You don't have to have like arm animations or anything, because everything's driven by the hands, like the actual player. So that's kind of cool. So we can kind of add more variety of guns quicker, and have them presentable. Also, it's just not McSpacebiff, right? Like, we've been working on McSpacebiff for a couple years now and haven't pivoted to anything else, so it's kind of refreshing. This needs to go away. See how that looks. You can actually see the top of the pants, which is real funny. Yeah, that's right. That's why that was a problem. I think there's a reason we didn't do it like this too. Just trying to see if they'll show it all. That's right, they rotate with the gun. Yeah, that's a problem. Oh, hey, now we know why we weren't doing it. Remember this place when it was just a couple panels and some sand? Yeah, me too, man. It's come a long way in basically a month. I think I started around this time last month. Level ripped. Yeah, dude. I think so too. I'm at the point where I'm like adding in like secret areas and stuff. Premiere. Ooh. Nice. Yeah, but I made like a couple tweaks just to kind of make the level flow a little bit better. Excuse me, Mr. NPC. I gotta finish this room, but I think a lot of what's gonna bring this room to life is fixed. Yeah, a lot of what's going to bring this level to life too is like a visual pass on it, because this is all well and good, right? But it's lacking like any environmental detail, which is fine for what it is at the moment. But I like my levels to have a little bit more, how you say, environmental storytelling. That's just a me thing though. It doesn't need it, like in terms of like gameplay and functionality. I think it helps a lot though. That's what we'll do. We'll use that bit. Man. Yeah, Will and I played some Half-Life 2 VR last week. Dude, it's what Half-Life Alyx should have been, honestly. Like, if they just weren't worried about making people throw up and making the calmest VR game ever. And weirdly, I didn't like get sick playing it either. That's so odd. So happy you guys value secret areas. Am I crazy in thinking those have fallen off the map? Environmental storytelling is king. Yeah, games don't really do it. Like a lot of, well, for one, there's not really a lot of like first-person single-player story games anymore. And if they are, they're like open world games of like the level of like Cyberpunk, where it's hard to determine like what's a secret area and like what isn't, because it's just a whole map. But classic level secret area stuff is definitely kind of gone away, and that makes me sad because I like finding things in the world that a developer very intentionally placed there as like a reward for people who spent time to explore the environment. There's just not as much of that. That's why I was like really excited for Denizen when we were making it, just because it's the type of game that lends itself so well to adding in secret areas, right? Can I make that jump? I can, but it needs to be a little bit closer. Also, it's like you don't want to put too much stuff in secret areas, right? Because it is just kind of difficult to do from a development standpoint. It's so easy to get caught up making those kind of things that you forget to, make the standard game that everyone is going to see. So that's a big reason, right? People don't like dumping development time into things people aren't going to experience, especially things that aren't particularly marketable, right? There's like some things in games that are like rare that you get that show well, right? Like secret dialogue or something, or like a secret weapon. It's like that's the kind of thing that is going to like play really well on social media and is going to kind of help in marketing your game. So developing something like that makes more sense. But developing a secret area, it's kind of hard to market something like that, right? Because it's more just interesting to you as the player in the moment because you found it, not because it's like something flashy that can like show really, really well, right? Because it's just like anyone else, to them on YouTube or whatever, it's just gonna look like another part of the level. Whereas like if it's like a secret gun or a character or a skin that you unlock, that shows better. So it makes more sense to develop that kind of thing. But I think secret portions of levels are cool, and you don't do them just because it's gonna help market your game. You're gonna do it because it makes your game cooler and like more fun. And it's like a treat for people who have already played your game, and that's why a lot of people don't do it, because it's like, well, if they already purchased the game, who cares? It's like, I care, I'm the same kid who like ripped the floorboards off of every square inch of environments in games when I played them as a kid, because I just played the same games over and over and over, right? And I wanted to experience it in different ways. Think of it. Did Halo ever do anything with secret areas and alt paths? Maybe too fast paced for that. Yeah, it feels like it was just for you in the moment. Like I found this and I own this moment. Yeah. Yeah. Halo has a few secret areas, but they're pretty rare. It's a kind of fast-paced game, and because it's a more linear game, it's harder to do that. Especially at the speed it plays. Like, Halo doesn't really want you meandering about. ODST has a lot of hidden areas. Ooh, that looks... What? It's probably the bias being weird in first person. Give weapon 16. What? Okay, that fixed it. But yeah, and a lot of times it's not even like really a secret area. It's more just like an off the beaten path, like cache or like some little environmental storytelling stuff. Metro, the Metro games have a lot of that. Half-Life has a lot of like little nooks and crannies and alcoves. Alex, not so much. Alex is very much like a linear kind of on rails experience with not a lot of deviation. There's like a couple things from what I remember, but Half-Life 2 had like a lot of like alt paths or like different ways to do things. And then those like little lambda bits where you'd like enter a room and like see like an ammo cache and like a little bit of environmental storytelling, like a dead Combine soldier or character. And yeah, but I'm more thinking like almost games like Deus Ex or any like old first person shooter / RPG type games had a lot of like secret areas. It's just something I really like. And a lot of these aren't even really secret areas. They're more just like shortcuts for paying attention, which is something I like as well. Like even Dark Souls has that, right? Where you can like, circle back around, and if you kick a ladder down or something, you can circumvent the area. And I kind of want that in our game, depending on how our death system works. I don't know if it's going to like reset the level. I'm thinking it probably won't. Like you'll maintain your level progress, but you'll like lose your stuff, right? But things in the environment will maybe have persist. So things like doors you've unlocked. Yeah, Dishonored is a great example too. Dark Messiah, Might and Magic. Oh yeah, Dark Messiah. Yeah, you just mentioned that. Funny. But yeah, a lot of those, they're not like RPGs, but they're like, they've got like character building elements to them. The Metroid games have stuff like that, where it's like, shortcuts or whatever. Anything that kind of encourages the player to slow down and pay attention. Well, not even necessarily encourages, just rewards, because it's like they don't have to. They can zoom through at 1,000,000 miles an hour, but it's like this hallway, for instance, is going to only be unlockable using like a key, and it's going to be like it's a huge shortcut through the level, right? It's like you can go from here to this big room instead of like having to run down and around and all the way. I might actually, this one I might not make. might not lock this one just because it is about the same distance. But I do think running around and fighting people in this area is a little bit cooler. The problem is if you don't like lock some of these doors in like certain directions, people are gonna just get lost. And that's not really something I want. Sometimes it feels like Dark Souls is more Metroidvania than Zelda. Absolutely. Specifically the first one. The first map was kind of crazy, right? Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, look at this. You're gonna tell me that's not a Metroidvania? Look at that. Like, crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm trying to find where you start. Is it here? I'm trying to find the Undead Burg. Yeah, this is like the entirety. It's like all stacked on top of each other. And you can like, what's crazy is like from, trying to find the Burg. Here it is. Like the start. You can see everything from like right here, right? You can see everywhere you're gonna go, like all the way to the top, and you can see, all the way to the bottom down into like Blighttown. It's just crazy. Hey, how's it going, Otten? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're just talking about just what makes for like good level design and secret areas and Metroidvanias. So I brought up the fact that Dark Souls has just like a crazy level design system, and Sim Cook was talking about how, you know, Dark Souls is almost more of a Metroidvania than, say, like Zelda. It's masterful. It is masterful. I agree. But yeah, we're adding in some, you know, like little secret passages and stuff right now. We're kind of wrapping up what I call the gray box. Like, it's not really a gray box, but there's no detail, and I haven't swapped out the materials or anything yet. This needs to be a angled bit. Perfect. But yeah, I like making these like little shortcuts. Like this right here, this door is going to be unlockable, and you're not going to be able to go through it until you beat this area here. And I'm thinking it's going to be, at some point we're going to have a different model of door where it's like an unlockable door versus an always open door. But this one here is going to allow you to kind of take some shortcuts to the other areas. So this way allows you to shortcut down to this area. And this way allows you to come to a hidden room that you can't get to otherwise. And I'm thinking I'm going to put something here as like a little like discovery, like little treat, if you will. So the only way to get there is like through this room. I planned this out like a little while ago. And then also you can drop down into this room here. And yeah, you can kind of like see that there's like a area up there, little air vent that cuts through this way, but you're probably not very likely to see the air vent from over here, right? It's like most people are gonna like run by, but if they like come and check out, you know, the window, they might go, oh, look, the little air vent. They crouch through and they'll come in here and there's gonna be like a gun cache. And I'm thinking this is going to be like just actually a wall that you can activate. Or a break. I'm thinking it's going to be like a destructible wall. At some point we're going to need like a type of wall that is, not wall, but door that's literally just for decoration. Just to, so environmentally it makes sense that this room exists. But I don't want you going through that kind of door. On the night, not so good actually. Ever had a bug with Blender where an animation is crashing your game when you import it, but only to that specific character and every other character is fine? Weird. No, I don't think I've ever had an issue where an animation crashed a game. What version of Unreal are you running on right now? I think you said you're on 5.4, right? And you're saying it's an animation that can be shared between people? 5.1, okay. It's the same one we're using. Are you using, you know, retargeting to have the animation to apply to other things, or are they just quite literally the same character? Oh, no, you said it's a specific character. Okay, so I'm imagining it's an animation that could be shared to other characters. Only for one character to play. Oh, okay. Now, if you bring the player character into, like, the mesh into the game, right? Not as the player, but just the actual mesh. And then apply the animation. Does it crash then, or is it when you're trying to run the animation, like, in the character blueprint? Because if it's something, it's possible it's something in the blueprint that it's interfering with. But, yeah, sorry to say, I've never had this problem, so I'm not entirely sure what would be causing it. It crashes when the animation is on screen. Yeah, I have zero idea what would cause that. I've never run into an issue like that. Sorry, man. Or when you drag the animation to the screen. Have you tried exporting the animation as like a different file type? I know that's like a really generic answer, but when you look at the animation in the editor. But you're saying the animation itself is fine on other characters. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's sounds like you got some ghosts in the shell going on there, man. You got the boogeyman in your system. I don't know what would be causing that. Is 5.1 better in your opinion, or was it just the version when you switched? 5.4 is better. Well, they both have issues. 5.4 has more features. 5.1 is more stable, but not to like a degree that I would recommend it. If you're starting now, just go with the latest stable version. That's usually what I generally recommend. Like, don't go with like the beginning, because they've made improvements since then. We are having some issues with 5.4, but it's like VR specific stuff, so I don't think I would worry about it if I were you. Oh, that's right. That's what's causing it. I forgot we have like a system. It's actually a pretty cool system where when you are crouching and you come to an edge, you will not go over that edge. Yeah, I'll show it real quick. Yeah, so it's like if I'm here, I can like walk over, but if I'm crouching, it will like hang you. Because the idea is if you're like crouching, you're like trying to go slow and like trying to like look out over the edge. But that's like stopping me from like dropping down here. So that's something I gotta consider for later. It's only for the player when the player is the only one who uses the animation. That's so weird, man. Yeah, no idea why it's breaking because I import the animation from other characters. More, it's just the player. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've never run into an issue like that. Time to hit the forums. That's all I can say. I know that's not the answer you want, but we've all been there. You know what I'll do? Do a wall half. Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool little mechanic, right? Just in terms of like functionally how we think as players. I know like if I'm like crouching to like peek out over an edge, it's because I want to like look down. It's not because I want to jump. So we figured we'd add that in. We might make it only a thing for first person though, because you can kind of already see with third person. I don't know. It's like so not on my radar right now. In fact, McSpacebiff as a whole is kind of not on my radar right now. I'm trying to really just wrap this up so I can get to some deadlock development. Okay. To quarter. Try the model in a different project and it works. Then as soon as I put it in my project, it crashes. Well, that's a start. Yeah, I don't know what that would be, man. Wait a minute. way to have him drop down would be for him to stand up. So I need him to stand up and man. Well, I'll just do this. Yeah, the main reason I'm excited for Deadlock is there's so much stuff in it that we're going to be able to use for Route 2, which, you know, that's a game we've been wanting to make for a decade. Like longer, actually, because, you know, when we started working on Route 2 was just part of Route. And we actually had a decent amount of it finished. You know, not like a crazy amount, but maybe 40%. Okay. You haven't tried everything. You got one last try. Well, I hope it works. If not, at least you'll kind of know for sure it's something to do with your project. Ooh, hold on. Weird pivot point. Didn't think it would launch me all the way across the map when I tried to look at something. But yeah, Half-Life 2 VR kind of like opened my mind on like the actual potential for VR. Oh, your idea worked. Oh, nice. What was it, man? Was it was the boogeyman in your computer? You have to just give him a stern talking to. What was I doing? Quarter. Get over here. Yeah, it's really making me think that there really isn't a reason that a lot of games just couldn't be VR. Root especially, because it's like kind of it's not slow, but it's like it's not as fast as McSpacebiff. Like there's not a lot of like jumping and rolling and dodging going on. But if we can get Deadlock feeling good in VR, I'm thinking when we go to make Route 2, we design it with VR in mind. We simultaneously make it work for both. I think that'd be pretty cool. Because it's like, we're not going to compromise on game mechanics for it to work in VR, but we will be designing it with VR in the back of our minds and kind of testing it as we go. Which, you know, it might limit the game a little bit, but we would rather it make VR people a little uncomfortable, but allow them to play a cool game, versus, you know, the other way around. Where it's like, you see, like, Half-Life Alyx, where they, like, ripped the VR out of it, and it's like, it's the most boring game you've ever seen. Like, it's just not interesting. Whereas, like, Half-Life 2 is really exciting in first person and even crazier in VR, right? Because it's like they didn't design VR specific mechanics where you like sit there and like have to spin a cube or something, right? They just designed, you know, guns that feel good, physics stuff that feels good, cool enemy designs, cool locales, and like interesting vistas. And like that's enough. Like I don't think you need VR gimmicks. Like, I don't think you need stuff that can only be done in VR. to have it be like a fun game in VR. It's like I'd rather have a game that works for both. Deadlock is not going to be that game, obviously, because it's, you know, it is a VR first game, but it is making me think that Root 2 could probably be maybe VR capable. I renamed the model, then imported the animation with a new model. So you know what that means, right? It means I gotta replace every player animation with a new model in APB and montages. I don't want to do that, but it does give me some more information. I don't know if that doesn't sound right. I don't know why suddenly just one animation would like completely break and then have to replace everything. That I don't think that's like your only option, but at least you know you have a option. Here. Yeah, it is an exciting prospect. I like, just because VR, you know, it's cool, right? Even if like you're playing a game that wasn't built for VR, it's like just kind of cool to see the same environment in a VR sphere. Also, Root, aesthetically and like lore wise just kind of lends itself well to VR. Oh man, what am I gonna do here? Do that. Trying to make this like little thing at the center kind of like a monitoring station. This is going to be one of those cases where we need a door that the player can see but not walk through. Not just one animation, any animation I make will not be imported, so it means it has something to do with the one model. But what is messed up with the model? I'm not sure, man. Very weird. Maybe naming convention, maybe the skinning. There's a dozen things that can break something like that. Destroy that. Move that in a little bit. Oop, nope. To there. And rotate that. Oh, you know what? I have a solution that looks probably better. Let's do this. Use quarter pieces. Have this be like a little drop down. In which case, I'll probably make it this one. Whoops. Yeah, what you're really saying reminds me of MEO F3D movies. Things got better when they stopped shoving everything in the audience face as a gimmick. They used to create depth to movies that already worked. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh man, those like like Spy Kids 3D, or just like basically any 3D movie that like came out when 3D was like first a thing. Spy Kids is like a bad idea because that's like the red and blue, right? But yeah, it's just like you would just have a character for no reason be like, and you, and it's just like a finger just like pointing over the audience. It's just like, dude, what was that? That didn't add anything to the movie. It's just weird. Yeah, so the problem with VR is like it's still in its kind of like gimmicky phase because people were just testing stuff out. But apparently Valve is working on a new VR game. So I'm interested to see what it's going to be. I'm hoping it is just like actually Half-Life 3, right? Like it works standard, but it's also VR, and they're not wusses about it. I find that to be very unlikely, because Valve is going to want to make a game that's going to appeal to the largest demographic possible, which is fine, you know. We need those like large budget potato chip games, right? Like very low calorie, not particularly like abrasive in any way, just a nice cozy game that is easy to learn and anyone can enjoy it. I think, that's good. But people who have been playing VR games for a while are so sick of just not having anything to play, like no reason to like fire their headset up. So, oh man, I didn't want to turn ray tracing on, but it just looks so much better. I gotta rotate this. Rotate. Nope. Yep. Oh, hold on. There we go. Perfect. And then I'll just do that, and then glass. Now it's like a little monitoring station. Now it kind of makes sense. Let me rename this though. Can I even spell it right? Nah, it doesn't matter. It don't matter. Looking at the crash report, and I think it's the LOD or the render source. Interesting. I don't know why a LOD would cause it to break, but stranger things have happened. Let me do this, and then 0.5, and 0.5. And we'll add that there, that there. There. Haha! Oh, but how do I get back out? Ooh, that's the question. You need like small doors. Wonder. This is gonna look dumb. Actually, not as dumb as I thought it would look. He's not be nearly as thick though. I'm very surprised at just how okay that looks. Screw it. Well, I think we're gonna do it. And just have this be like a one-way door. See if it will still work. Wow. It's just literally fine. Wow. I don't particularly like the look of it, but it's what I would call serviceable. That looks pretty good. Found the problem by looking up friender resource. Was deleted without being released first. Oh. Hey, there you go. Now you don't have to delete and re-import all your animations. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I knew there had to be something easier. I've done something similar before, and I forget what it was, but I found after I like spent hours re-importing everything, I found it was like something not simple, but you know, easier than what I was doing. Let's see. Here's the quarter. Yeah, we'll use quarter panel. So, Sim Cook, how have you been liking Unreal so far? I know you just started with it, so I know it's hard to come to a consensus on anything. Why is it doing that? Oh, there we go. Half ramp. Been enjoying it. It's clear. Ignore that. Try again. It's something to do about the LODs, but I don't got no LODs. I don't got no LODs. Yeah, I don't know. It could be... Well, LODs are generated whether you're using them or not. Unless you've like specifically disabled it. So might be a LOD. I don't know. I don't know. Could be any number of things really. Engines are crazy, man. I don't know half the stuff Unreal does. There we go. Been really enjoying it. It's the big leagues and so much more sturdy and prime for the types of games I want to make. I was actually going to have the start in 4.26 to mod Weird West, but long story short, I'm not doing that anymore. Yeah, it's probably just better to get practice in the actual engine itself. That said, modding games is like actually a really good way to like learn. That's how we learned. At least when we started, right? Because we started by modding Fallout 3. And you know, it was rewarding, but Any developer worth their salt is going to have a portfolio of their own stuff in an engine. Because even if you want to like work at the company that, you know, that made the game you're modding, it's probably just better to show that you know how to work in the engine itself and make your own stuff. I don't know, that's just me though. Because it's like, you know, if they're not still working on that same game, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's like someone showing me they modded like Root or heck, even McSpacebiff when it's done. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Well, you know, it's still a mod. Like you didn't like build a framework or anything for it. So like it's cool, but we've moved on to other things since. So don't know how much we can actually use your mod knowledge. I think generally it's more impressive if you like have your own idea that you can like execute on instead of like going into someone else's stuff and manipulating it. Houghton says, it says warning, players no valid LODs for rendering. Might need to auto generate LODs. Sim Cook, no, I completely agree. Yeah, it's like you're better off just spending time learning the engine itself rather than working in someone else's code, because you're kind of giving yourself a handicap unless that's the thing you absolutely want to do is mod, which hey, that's fine, you know. Like there are plenty of modders who do nothing but mod. In fact, there's games like Warframe, like the modding community is like really flourishing for it, because the modders get like actually paid for the mods, kind of with Bethesda games too, but I guess less of an extent. Like there's not as many. Oh, maybe there's more, I don't know. But the cut on Warframe is like better. I think you get like 60%, which is crazy. So like you can make a career out of modding. I know people who do it. I know people who I'm actually friends with people who make like UI skins for like games like Dota and stuff. It's like they don't make their own games, but they make like Counter-Strike skins and Dota UIs and Dota skins, that kind of stuff, and they make money doing that. But if you want to like actually get into game development, I definitely recommend like just actually coming up with an idea, trying to build a project, and doing it from like start to finish. To me, that's a better signifier of if you have game development ability than if you can make a kind of cool mod. Not to knock modders, it's just you know, modders work in a very singular type of environment. So I'm gonna bring this over here. You know, this level is not quite where I want it to be, but I think it's getting to a point where maybe, just maybe, this is where it's just gonna be for a little while. Question is, can I live with it? Because I would like to start on just some Deadlock stuff this week, even if it's not like big. Even like concept sketches or something. That'd be cool. No, I completely agree. Yeah, man, I have a lot of respect for modders. I was very repelled by the process, to be honest. Yeah, that's the problem with modding, is you're always working in someone else's framework that you don't completely understand. And the amount of time you're going to take to understand that framework and make sure that it works in their system. If your end goal is to do game development, you're just better off spending time to learn that game development. That's at least my opinion. Let's see, how am I gonna make you get up here? I guess I could just give you a bridge. Ooh, oh, excuse me. Oh, you know what? No, I could use like a cliff face. That is the ultimate question. Thursday night Deadlock stream? We'll see. We'll see. Unfortunately, I didn't get any time to work on McSpacebiff last week due to the hurricane. So originally the idea was I was going to kind of put the finishing touches on it Thursday and then work on it Friday, Saturday. But I had no power all 2 days, from Thursday evening to the end of Friday, like late Friday. I didn't get power back, so I couldn't make any progress. And I do, I want the gray box to be like maybe not finished, but encapsulated. And right now we still have some holes over here and here. It's like it's very minor, but I just know it's gonna bother me. And I kind of want this to be in a state where I could run around and show it to someone and not be embarrassed and be like, hey, don't pay attention to this bit. But is it worth getting behind in Deadlock? I don't know. So another thing is, Will's been asking me to kind of make a what you would call like a panoramic hero shot for McSpacebiff. He's going to be needing to do some freelance work soon, and he wants to be able to show off McSpacebiff. So he wants kind of like an animation of like McSpacebiff like holding his pistol, like looking out over a large vista. But all of our vistas are like currently like half finished or like built for gameplay. So, or it's like a mismatch of environments, because the point was it's a demo, but it's like it's not as aesthetically interesting. So I need to go and like build him a vista so he can like use it in his portfolio, get some work. Because yeah, we gotta keep the lights on while we work on Deadlock. It's great that we want to work on it, but we also have to pay bills. And Will isn't working a standard 9 to 5 like I am. So I might do that the next stream. I might just like sit down, sketch out, what we want the vista to look like. Well, and also the good thing about something like that is you can just use it as like game promotional material, right? Like it's something we could put at like the beginning of a trailer. Yeah, but more importantly, it's like something that shows off the visuals of McSpacebiff a little bit in a way that you know, looks a little bit more impressive than just like showing just a level. Can I reach this? Yes, I can. Question is, can I reach this in first person? Because currently the jump heights are different, which is something I need to fix, but I don't want to do it right now. Alright, let's try it. From the top. Ugh, annoying. I gotta lower that. Because I want people to be able to make these jumps without crouch jumping. Even though it's like, I like that kind of thing. Yeah, you got it. Just ever so slightly, just. And then I'll just also bring it up just a smidge. Generally want to flatten this arena out a little bit because I am thinking there is going to be not a lot of combat, but you know, some combat in here. Gotta make that game bacon. Gotta bring home the bacon. Yeah, dude. Oh man, it would be, we're in this like weird point where we're kind of not sure what we should be doing, right? Because it's like McSpacebiff is so close to having like a playable vertical slice that we could ship around to publishers and stuff. And you know, that's a larger chunk of money, but it's like a little bit further off. And then there's the closer you know, in hand potential of making money from Deadlock, right? But it's not going to be as much money. Like even if it like does really well for a VR game, it's not going to be as much as like what we could get from a publisher for McSpacebiff, right? Because McSpacebiff just has more, in my opinion, it has more market potential than Deadlock, just by it being not a VR game. I could be wrong. You know, Deadlock could blow up. But yeah, it's we don't have like, what do you call it, like decision paralysis, but it's like we're having to make like a really tough decision, right? It's like, I think we should be working on Deadlock because, you know, we're still getting a little bit of confusion. There's a lot of hype around Valve's Deadlock at the moment, and I'm thinking we can kind of maybe maneuver in a way where we can capitalize on it a little bit because we have a game of the same name. But the longer we wait, the less likely we're going to be able to do that, I think. Because it's going to get to a point where people aren't making as much like big new Deadlock content. because it's just gonna eventually just become one of those other games. And the other problem is once it becomes like available to where everyone can play it, there's gonna be a flood of so much Valve deadlock that it's gonna be impossible just SEO wise for ours to show up at all. And we might have already passed that threshold. It's hard to say, but I think it's worth at least trying to get one update out. But you know, it's not the game we've been working on for a couple years. Like McSpacebiff, it's getting to that point where we can probably go in and juice it up a little bit, right? Like functionality wise and level wise and like AI wise, it's solid enough foundational where we can go in and do like some of the easier things where it's just like adding in visual flair and set dressing and the kind of stuff that like makes it pop on screen, but is generally kind of easier to do than say like building systems. And we think we can, you know, maybe get a publisher early sometime next year, but we can't do both because we're human. I work, you know, 50 plus hours a week at my day job. I have to do like all the editing for all the videos and everything, and I wasn't able to do any videos last week because of like the hurricane and just, you know, just things being crazy. So I don't know. On the night, I have no idea how to fix this. Ah, man, I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, I wish I could help, but yeah, it's kind of hard to help diagnose a problem when you're not looking at it. Not to mention, I'm just up to my eyeballs in my own problems. You know the problem. I know what it is, but I have no idea how to fix it. That's kind of what I mean. Yeah, I don't know what the solution for that is, man. I'd say maybe try a different engine version. That's like a easy try, but then you gotta like migrate everything, so it's kind of not an easy try. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. They say they have a fix for it. But how do you fix it? Dude, isn't that the worst where it's just like, is there a fix for this thing? Yes, there is a fix for that thing. It's like, okay, tell me then. It's like, there is a fix for this. It's like, okay, cool. Why didn't you say in the response to me asking if there was a fix for this what the fix was? Let's see. Oh man, so much stuff to do. Oh my goodness, it is already very late. Oh, by the way, how's the like stream quality? I was having really bad internet earlier for whatever reason, and I had to drop it quite a lot in order to, you know, have it run. I don't know if it's like any good or not. Every time. Such a ridiculous pivot. You fixed it in your own way. That's good. But, there's always a but, isn't there? Oh, man. Need to replace some actors that have the model in it. Oh, that sucks. That is not no fun. Replace some actors that have the model in it manually. I'm having a nightmare. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, that does sound like a nightmare. That sounds awful. What caused this all of a sudden? Like, very weird that it's just like just now a problem. That's how it goes sometimes, though. Let's see. named the model player 2 so you could fix this faster. That's one way to do it. Crashed again. Dang, dude. Can't catch a break. Hmm. Man, it is getting pretty late. This might be where we call it. Even though, again, it's not done. It's getting there, but it's not done. There we go. Okay. I feel like this room's looking pretty okay. Okay, you can make that jump. That. Kind of hard to do, but this one you definitely can't. I kind of figured that'd be the case, though. one last run around, and then I think we call it a night. Oh, it just does not give up. Because I haven't rebaked the nav mesh. He's like trying to chase me through the walls and stuff. It's like every time he shoots, it's like a huge problem. Yeah, look at that. Oh my god. It's just one more thing I gotta fix. Wow, that is some bloom. Why is it so bright? Oh man. Just awful. All right, well, I think that's probably a pretty good place to stop. Give it one more run through though. Sweet stuff. Here. Cut back over this way. This whole area needs set dressing, but drop down here. Hanging out over here. Take the way in. Having the air dodge really does help. Unless I accidentally do it. Oops. There we go. Oh no! I'll just super jump up. Whatever. That's another thing players will have. I bet I can. Yeah, okay, you can air dodge across. I just need one more thing to get up there. And I think this room will be good. Let's see. Back this way. Kill that guy. Check in here. That guy probably sees me. Definitely sees me. He's definitely dead now. Where's this guy go? Sneak up on ya. Nice. And boom. Then. Ooh. Oh man. See if I can. Okay. Yeah, difficult. The water wouldn't be on that way though. It would be on coming this way. And whoop, whoop, whoop. Jump, jump. Cool. Cut back this way. All right, well, I think it's in a pretty good stopping place for now. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'll catch you again Thursday, where we may or may not be working on some Deadlock development. We also might be finishing up this level here, or we might be making a panoramic. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, this level is I want to say nearly finished. It's come a long way in the last month, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. Well, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'll catch you on the next one.